Okay, today I am going to be setting up the document for Project 4, which is our publication redesign. To get started, since I know this thing is going to have to be a cover and a 4-page article, that means this is going to have to be a total of 5 pages. To get started, I'm going to go to New File. I'm going to move this so you can see the whole thing and adjust the size of it so you can see all of it. I'm going to change my units of measure to inches. Wow, that didn't, there it is. Okay, stuff is just not behaving today. You're going to call this your name. Not actually your name, but your name, your real name. Yeah, your name. Um, underscore magazine redesign. You can just copy and paste it directly out of the assignment. It's going to be 8.5 inches wide by 11 inches high. You can leave facing pages checked. You can put number of pages 5. And if, well, actually, you know something? Um, if we go to print, what are our choices here? Nah, we'll do this. Because we're going to need EPUB fixed layout. No, we could definitely nah, we'll leave it the way it is. Okay. So, oops. Yeah, knock that out of there. Inches, facing pages, checked. 5 pages, start on page 1. Okay. Um this is something, whatever I make, even if for print, for web, whatever, I can always save it as an EPUB later. So I'm going to hit create. Okay, what makes this work is something called parent pages. For the cover, I'm not going to apply any parent pages. By default, because the parent page is named A Parent, you can see there's this little tiny A over here in the corner of each of these things. That means whatever is controlled by a parent will wind up on that page. I'll show you when I take it off. To put stuff onto a parent page, what we're going to put onto here is page numbering. So double click on the A parent spread till this thing is highlighted in blue. The first thing that we're going to do in here is put repeating elements, and it's up to you to decide what's going to repeat on every page. You can take a look at the slideshow, see what magazine pages look like, see what the articles look like, and decide what exactly you're going to do as far as redesign, which without actually deviating too much from the current look and feel of the magazine. But things that have to go in here. Page numbering. Here's how that works. In the lower left-hand corner, starting here, I'm going to use my text tool. I'm going to drag out a little text box, lining it up with the little corner in here. I'm going to center the text in there and type in any number I want. It really, you could put a 1 in there, you could put a 2 in there. It doesn't matter what number you put in there. Select that number. Navigate up to Type menu and insert special character, markers, current page number. That will change that to an A. I know you might be panicking saying, wait, I want it to be a number. What the hell is that? It's doing that because we're on a parent page. Okay, I got to make page numbering also on the other side. What's the best way to do that? I'm going to zoom back out. Wow, it's too far out. I'm going to zoom back out. I'm going to move my page over. I'm going to grab my select tool and grab this, hold down my Alt key in Windows or Option key in Mac and duplicate that thing and pull it over to the right hand side. Any repeating elements that I want to show up on every single page get put here onto the A parent pages. These also, if you're working in an older version of InDesign, it may say master pages. Does the same exact thing as parent pages. So now if I check this thing, go to page 1, ding, there's going to be a 1 at the bottom of there. Go to page 2, hey, there's going to be a 2 at the bottom there. If I scroll over to page 3, there's going to be a 3 at the bottom of there. If I don't want that master or parent page applied to page 1, If I select page 1 in here so the little number 1 is highlighted and right click this thing and um, override all parent items, I can get rid of the numbering on that page. It'll stay over here, but on this page it'll be gone. Or I should be able to apply a different parent to that page. Okay, I'm going to make different parent pages. So let's say, going back in here by double clicking and confirming that this is highlighted in blue, if I want to make this page into a multi-column layout, here is how that gets done. Some multi-column layouts are 3 columns, some multi-column layouts are 4 columns. I have the choice of making up either and setting them up on the master pages or setting them up page by page depending on what I'm doing. This is really useful to do if something has a sidebar on the page. I'll show you that. We'll make a new parent page and set that up with side column on the side. Okay, so layout menu, margins and columns. I choose how many columns I want. As I click in there, it types them. So left page is going to have 4 columns. If I like it, I click OK. Double click on the right parent page over here in a parent and go to layout, margins and columns. Maybe I only put 3 columns on this thing. Click OK if I like that. Okay. If I decide I want to make another spread that has a different column layout, guess what? While I've got this selected, a parent, I can hit this little new page thing down in here and it should make me a new spread called B parent. In B parent, whatever I want to do here, if I want to set something up where, I got a side column, got thing going on here, layout, margins and columns, you don't necessarily have to set this up this way. Okay, gutter, 2 columns. I can jack up the gutter. Either way, I probably don't want to deviate from that too much. I can also, can I get it to come back? Adjust layout. Oh man, I wanted to make something so that it had uneven things. Okay, so no, I can't do that. Yeah, I know, invalid entry. So I can add more in here. I can change the gutter if I think I need to. Click OK for that. I should be able to adjust this. Okay, no, we're going to leave it that way. So maybe I leave that one that way, or maybe I, undo the whole thing and go back in here and make it 4 and 4. Layout, margins, and columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. Click OK and double click on that page, and that one's going to be margins and columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can always go back, whoops, 5. I can always go back in and change it and do whatever I need to do. So now, if I want to apply the B parent, if I go to like my first spread here, pages 2 and 3, got the 4 columns on this side, got the 3 columns on this side. What if I want to apply that spread to B parent to pages 4 and 5. If I select them both and right click them and apply parent to pages and choose which one do I want to apply to pages 2 and 4. There are other things I can choose from. I could do all pages, but I only want to do it to 4, not 3 and 4, 4 and 5. Click a parent, click OK, and then my column spread that I have chosen there will be applied to that page. Have fun playing with this, whatever you decide to set up in here, whatever text you put in here. Hey, I don't want any columns in this one. Okay, go back in here. Override all parent items. Margins and columns. No. Wow. Okay, none. So none for that one because that's going to be the cover page. You can always go back in and change stuff. When you're ready to put text in here, obviously you'll use text tool to do headlines. You can drag them out, line them up with the column guides that are in there, type in your headline, whatever you decide to put in there, or rip out of, I think it's ripping it out of the article because you've got a whole folder full of project assets. If it's a headline, you're going to set styles for that using styles panel and paragraph styles. Create a new style in here, call it headline, make it something, whoa, what the heck happened to that? Make it something that says headline and choose a font anything other than the default. Sans serif fonts are always easier to read. Bold is useful for headlines, although a headline you might be able to get away with a serif font. It's going to be bigger than 12 point. Have preview checked on when you're doing this. That way you can watch it, do what you need it to do as you need it to do it. You can also choose from here and decide, a 60 point, or adjust as you go depending on what you decide to put in there or what the article tells you to put in there. Click OK. Body text is going to be after that. Deselect what you got going on there to make sure you don't accidentally mess it up. Click in here and type body text. You may have two different types of body text depending on what you've got going on. Again, you can base it on general, based on, it'll make it huge if I do this, but it'll be the same font, Helvetica, not bold, regular, instead of 67 point, something smaller, 12 point. Click OK. So now if I choose body and choose my text tool, I'm also going to drag down a guide. Ooh, just dropped that in and not where I wanted it to. Drag down a guide so that I know where I'm going to start putting my text in. Okay, got to close this slightly because it's in my way. So, text tool, first column. If I want to do this all at once, I click the outflow box, line it up with my next column, click the outflow box and line it up with my next column, and click the outflow box and line it up with my last column. They're all connected now, so if I click that and go to the type menu and choose fill with placeholder text, it should automatically fill them all in with body text that I have already set the parameters for. Hope that makes sense.